All right, let's just have a conversation. Transformation Church, they are one of the biggest churches in the United States, I would guess. You know, I don't have any facts or anything to back it up, but I'd probably say they're probably like top 10, or at least, I would think, in terms of notoriety, success, social media following, and actual just like physical in-person following as well. I'm pretty sure they're one of the largest churches in the United States. And it was very interesting because when I first became aware of Transformation Church, I was still like a baby Christian. I was still like lukewarm. I was still kind of like, dabbing in and out of Christianity and the world. And when I first started to kind of watch some of their sermons, and now I never really watched their sermons like heavy. I would watch some here and there. But I never really got too into them. But one thing that I noticed when I first started watching them is that they definitely had a refreshing feel because it was different. It was fresh, it was new, it was energetic. And it was cool when they were first like coming up because they took off quick. It seemed like in the course of like 3 months, they had a sermon or a series that went viral. And ever since then, they've just been growing like crazy, and it's really never stopped. But the problem with these massive churches, in my opinion, when they grow so rapidly, especially when it comes to this whole social media age that we're currently in right now, when churches have this rapid growth, it's like they get in this mindset of having to outdo what they did in the past. They always have to level up. They always have to one up what they did before. It's like this keeping up with the Joneses mentality. And with Transformation Church, like I said, when they first were kind of coming up and people were learning more about them, it was cool. It was fresh. It was cool. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It was cool. But now it's getting to a point where it's like the entertainment value, the props, all the extra, curriculum stuff is taking away and it's distracting from the true mission, which is to help people grow spiritually, which is to help people understand the Bible more, which is to help people fellowship and get closer to Jesus. At least that's how I feel. And like I said, I saw this specific sermon that you're seeing on the screen, and it made me feel a little weird. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I'm looking at it, and now look, I'm not the one with the most fashion, obviously. Like, I be wearing the same gray hoodie every single video. I'm not one to talk about somebody's fashion, but I was a little distracted watching this message because the fit is a little crazy. It's a little crazy. And then on top of that, all the props that you add to it. I just feel like as Christians, do we have such a short attention span where we need to have this extra entertainment in order for us to go to church, in order for us to fellowship, in order for us to receive a word from God? Do we really need all of this extra entertainment? Are we that bored with the scriptures? Are we that bored with just the Bible and reading the verses and teaching? Are we that bored that we need all of this extra stuff for us to be excited to show up to church? Because when I see stuff like this, it kind of makes me feel like that, maybe that's where we are, when it comes to Christians, at least in America. And what's interesting? I don't see other religions doing stuff like this in terms of having this massive entertainment presence in the church. Like, I don't see Muslims in the mosque. Is that where they? I don't know. Is it the mosque where they worship and go to church? I don't see them doing this. I don't see them doing this in the synagogue. But for Christians, it's like, man, for me, I'm at a point where I'm past all of the entertainment, the shock value, and all that kind of stuff. When I go to church, I honestly just want the word. I just want you to give me the word. I just want you to read the Bible. I just want you to teach. It could be boring. You could literally have just the most boring clothes on, no worship, like whatever, one light, one microphone, whatever. But teach me the Bible. Edify me. Give me something that I can, take back to God and be like, yo, God, the pastor said this. I never really thought about it that way. Like, I just want the Bible. And here's the thing. I don't want to judge Transformation Church, at least not too heavy, because they do good things. They give back. They gave millions of dollars to other churches. Just a few months ago, they gave millions of dollars. They do good things. They do good things. It's just some of the other things that just kind of throw me off. It says, pastor cuddles mannequin in bed during sermon on relationships. This was another one of those sermons where I was like, man, it's hard for me to receive the actual message that you're trying to get across because all the extra stuff is just getting in the way. It's distracting. And some people might like that. Like I said, some of y'all Christians, you might need that extra entertainment in order to get you excited to go to church. I'm not saying I'm, better than anybody, but I don't need that, nor do I want that. And I don't know if it's good or bad because, if you look, throughout the Bible, the churches, they were different. It's not like every church has to look exactly the same. It's not like every church has to be exactly the same. But I'm fearful for where this goes. I'm fearful for where this is going to go because, like I said, when you have churches like this who feel like they constantly have to be new and refreshing and to represent the gospel, it's like they're always trying to one up what they did in the past. And eventually, I feel like it's going to get to a point where it's just going to be like, and maybe it's already there. In my opinion, I think it's already there where it's like, yo, y'all doing a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. But here's just a clip. This is the clip that they posted. Take a listen to this clip. Let me play it.
Climbing. You see, all of us in some area fall short. All of us in some area are trying to compensate for that thing that we don't have. All of us in some area have some things in our life that didn't go how we thought they were going to go. And so we start performing. We start climbing ladders to show Jesus, hey, look over here. Maybe you ain't performing for Jesus, but you're performing so you can get married. Look over here. Look at me. Maybe you're not performing for that, but maybe there's some area where if you were honest, you find yourself in a tree. And you think when Jesus stops under your tree, that it's because you timed it and picked it perfectly. Cuffed.
Now look, I went to YouTube. I watched the whole entire sermon. It's on YouTube. Y'all can go watch it if you want to. There were definitely parts in the message where I was like, okay, that's like, I'm getting something out of that. That's cool. Like, I didn't think about it that way. That's cool. But for the most part, it was just massively distracting for obvious reasons. It's massively distracting. And I understand, I get it. Everybody is at different points. Not everybody is on the same level spiritually. You know, you might be at a season in your walk with God where this type of messaging, this type of church, this type of environment is what you're looking for. And this gets you excited. And look, that's fine. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. And I know there's a lot of people who go to Transformation Church. I know there's a lot of people who will forever be loyal to Transformation Church. And that's dope. That's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. I just don't want them to go down a path where they have to continue to make it about how can we do something more fresh and more unique than what we did last week? How can we bring in, even better props? How can we, do this and just, I don't want them to go down that path, even though they're already going down that path, because ultimately it distracts from the true purpose, which is God, which is the Bible, which is, the whole reason why we go to church in the first place. And I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do during the week. They might have, Bible study classes during the week where they actually go deep into the word, and it's not all about the theatrics and all that kind of stuff. They might actually have that during the week. I don't know. I don't go there. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing and that's being presented. And maybe this is just a way to attract more people. But I don't think we have to try to be like the world in order to bring people to the church. I think we could be set apart. I think we could be different. I think we could be the light of the world and still attract people who are currently in the world to us because they want different. Because they see how wicked the world is and they want something new. They want something different. They want something that is true and not built on lies, not built on a facade, not built on just appearances alone. So what do y'all think, man? Transformation Church, do y'all watch Transformation Church? I'm curious to see how much of my audience actually watches Transformation Church. I'm not really trying to hate. I'm just saying it's not for me, and it looks kind of weird. That's all I'm going to say. It looks kind of weird. Respectfully. But let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, like this video. I'm out.